I'm Rachel. I'm 22. I've got degrees in marketing and advertising, and I'm ready to brand like a badass.
Hey, I'm Andy, 22 years old, degree in finance, 2 years homebrew experience, won first place ribbon at Kentucky State Fair, for whatever that's worth, employed at Cavalier Distributing, proud distributor of Dogfish Head in Ohio. We're here to tell you what's brewing in us, Andy and Rachel's Brewpub. But first, let's go find some local brew and grub in Tour de Brew, Northern Kentucky, Southern Ohio edition.
First stop, Hudipole, Cincy's most remembered beer. It peaked at 500,000 barrels, but diminished by the late 90s. All that's left of Hootie Delight now is in our dad's dusty beer can collections. Christian Moerlein positions itself as a Cincinnati beer, but it's really no longer produced in the area. Downtown Cincinnati's Barrel House has been around for over 10 years. They have a great lineup of traditional styles, but no brew pub, so it's not exactly what we're looking for. An old Cincinnati beer house is now used by good old Sammy Adams, but since it's a Boston beer, we're moving on. Let's check out the other side of the river, where Andy and I were both born and raised. It's not like Cincinnati, a bunch of good old German Catholics, but we've got Southern hospitality and Southern style. In Northern Kentucky, there are two major river cities just south of Cincinnati, Newport and Covington, and both are in a booming revitalization. In fact, Hopper House just built its sister brewpub here a couple years ago. Covington's where we'd like to open up. This Covington building housed Bavarian Brewing in the Prohibition era, and then Brewworks in the 1990s. A couple miles away, Oldenburg Brewery grew to be the 6th largest microbrewery in the country in the early 90s, but had closed by 99. No beer here.
So we're going to end the tour here at Hopper House in Newport, Kentucky, where we can enjoy some good German beers like any German Catholic would. But I have to say we're also here due to the lacking of any locally owned brew pubs in the area where we can go and enjoy a good American craft beer. We're not simply looking for a place that has a menu made up of nice brown and amber ales, or a perfect lager that you can look through and see the other end of the bar. We're thinking of more extreme. We want extreme beer. Beer that doesn't hesitate and say, wait, am I following style guidelines? While style has its place and is an important backbone for all beer, it's also important to let your palate take the journey beyond what beer is supposed to be. Because it's not always about style, it's about taste.
All the area big breweries have long ago diminished, and the more recent craft breweries perhaps came before their time. Every day I see more craft beer being distributed throughout the region, and now Northern Kentucky is ready for an extreme craft beer to call their own.
Andy and Rachel's will be a brew pub with a community culture. Think mom and pop shop meets Cheers, Southern hospitality in a place where everybody knows your name, even to the point where beers will be named after our family, friends, and fellow beer lovers. We've already got a couple family members willing to invest, but if we could get somebody like you behind our idea too, it would really motivate us all. Thanks a lot, Sam.